ऑर्बिटेन को
Hello and welcome. You're watching Newsx and I'm Shivani Singh. The Aravali issue has once again reached the Supreme Court. Environmental activist and lawyer Hitendra Gandhi has written to CJI Suryakant. The letter has also been sent to the President. In a detailed representation addressed to Chief Justice of India Suryakant and also sent to the President of India, Hitendra Gandhi has sought a review and clarification of the so-called 100-meter test used to identify protected areas within the Aravalis. He has warned that the rigid application of a numerical height-based criterion risks excluding large swaths of ecologically vital terrain that may not meet the prescribed threshold, but remain functionally indispensable. Meanwhile, Newsx has accessed the copy of that email that has been written, and my colleague Aravali Jindal will in fact take us through that letter that has been sent. Aravali, take us through what has been written in that letter and what all has been brought out.
Absolutely, Shivani. Like we can of course see the letter that's there on our screens right now. Many things, many points have been put to the forefront. And let me quickly take you through that. They've said that, of course, the conversation revolves around the fact that there is now an adopted definition that's in place, which, of course, talks about the 100 meters or more above its immediate surroundings of the local relief. Now, let me just put out the points that have been mentioned over here. They say that the Aravali constitutes an ancient, highly eroded and ecologically interlinked ride system where large parts of the living ridge, outcrops, corridors and recharge-bearing landscapes may not always present a high local relief but remain functionally critical for the following points: the groundwater recharge and aquifer sustainability, dust and desertification buffering in northwest India, microclimate moderation and reduction of heat stress, biodiversity connectivity and habitat continuity, as well as the ecological resilience of Delhi NCR and the adjoining regions. And that's, of course, the big point that is in place. We're, of course, talking about the oldest ranges in India itself, and, of course, they're making it abundantly clear over here that what they're trying to put across is not questioning what the Honorable Court has to say, but to in fact put out some points that are of great pertinence, and these are great concerns that people come with. Like, of course, mentioned over here, limited concern is of immediate public consequences because environmental protection, especially for fragile landscapes, is often triggered by legal classification, land record entries, and definitional scope. A narrow definition can unintentionally create a large gray zone, is what they're trying to make very, very clear with, of course, what's mentioned over here. In fact, they've also spoken about the long-term unintentional weakening of the Aravali Shield and the kind of implications that can have, including, of course, what's written over here, the deepening groundwater stress and borewell dependence, amplifying heat extremes and urban heat island effect, increasing dust storms and desertification pressure, as well as fragmentation of wildlife corridors and biodiversity loss. The last point that has been made very clear over here is the intensification of climate vulnerability and public health burden across northwest India. So like I said, these are the points that have been put forth, and the reason why they're talking about it is because what they say is that the environmental rule of law developed in India recognizes the principles of public trust, precautionary principles, sustainable development, intergenerational equity, and polluter pays, which collectively require that where the interpretation or definitional approach may lead to irreversible ecological harm, the state and all constitutional institutions must prefer an approach that preserves ecological integrity. Back to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Aravali, for bringing us all those details. Remember, viewers, that this is a very important issue that has once again now reached the Supreme Court, and this is an environmental activist and lawyer who has now written to the Chief Justice of India and also to the President, highlighting how they need to review this entire 100-meter test rule that has been in fact put in place. He stated that this is a rigid application of a numerical height-based criterion, and it risks excluding ecologically vital areas?